Well, welcome everyone. This is New Thought Talk. I am the Reverend Steve Walling from the Spiritual Awareness Center located in beautiful downtown Madera. And boy, I'm glad to be here today. I mean to tell you. Today's going to be really kind of special for me. You know, we do a lot of guests from various parts of the country and stuff. But my original intent when I did this show was really to kind of focus on the Central Valley here in California. And today that's one of the things we're going to be doing. We've got an event coming up March 8th here in Fresno. It is the Lavender Convention. It's going to be at the Unitarian Universalist Church. And my guest today is Michael Young, and Michael is the founder, Michael, and the producer or whatever, co-sponsor or whatever. And we're going to talk about this. This is an exciting thing. It's coming to Fresno. You were telling me that this is the inaugural convention that we're going to have.
Yes, it is. Yes,
So
it is.
give me, first off, before we get into the Lavender Convention itself, Michael, give me a little bit of your background. Obviously, you're an activist on some level, promoting this and stuff, but you seem like a kind of quiet sort of guy. So how is it that you got into this, and how did this evolve?
Well, first of all, Reverend Steve, I want to thank you for having me on the program today.
Oh, you're welcome.
I much appreciate it, and I am excited and passionate about the Lavender Convention, which will be occurring, like you said, on March the 8th, 2014. So we're about a month out from it.
Mm-hmm.
I think you are right about me being sort of a quiet person, and it's interesting. I had a conversation with my minister in my church as I become more active in LGBT activities and stuff, and I haven't seen myself as a gay activist at all. I'm just a person that's trying to be in the world in a positive way.
But you know something, Michael? That's the way we change the world. You
That's
know,
what we believe.
we see the people that get a lot of the publicity. You know, they're out there, and we need those people. You know, they're in the forefront. But we need your kind of people. People, you know, here on the home base, so to speak, that are willing to say, it's time, and let's move this forward. And that's what you did.
Well, this is the thing that comes up most often in talking to other people, and a response to the Lavender Convention I get is, it's something that's time has come.
I believe.
But to talk a little bit about the roots, where this comes from, and where I am a person that's been impacted. I am a gay man. I was born in California, in Pasadena.
Okay.
But I was raised in Arkansas.
Whoa, okay.
And as the audience can see, I'm not especially young at this point, so I think you can see the context of growing up in the late 50s and 60s in a very conservative area.
It is.
And so I had a very ordinary childhood in many senses, and there was not an awareness that I was gay because who I was who I was.
Right.
And actually, it's something shared in a promo by Father Jeff, who is going to be our keynote speaker. He says, you reach puberty and things change. The realization and knowledge that I was different began to happen. So it is a process, and of course, what I got in touch with was that who I am as a gay man is not okay. Matter of fact, it's worse than not okay when I was growing up.
Right.
So that's sort of the process I went through. And actually I was age 30. I had moved back to California, the Central Valley. And I had a change in life. And I came out at that point. I was finally clear with myself who I was. And if it wasn't okay with other people, it was still who I was.
Great.
It was a real process to go through. To bring you just a little bit more forward into where the Lavender Convention sprung out of was actually out of a daydream I had about a year ago.
That's great.
And I was thinking about an interfaith process I went through with my church. And one of the things that struck me and I went because I was interested in different religions and different views of spirituality.
Right.
But I bumped into an old childhood feeling, and that was, we don't talk about anything. LGBT is a current event, The only church that ever spoke about it was my own when we visited them.
Mm-hmm.
So I was musing on that and thought, well, interfaith probably just doesn't really apply to LGBT folks today still. So that's where it sprung out of. I talked to my minister. Without my knowledge, the following week from the pulpit, he talked about the Lavender Convention. I've been chasing it ever since.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, my history is varied and long, and associated off and on with the LGBT community. But you're right. You grew up in Arkansas, and there was a time we knew there was a cure, that we could cure you from that terribleness. Growing up with that kind of pressure, that kind of stigma, people that don't have and haven't had that as their experience have no clue, and that the world today is now opening up and saying, you know what, you're just human. That's it. You're human like all the rest of us, whoever that you are, and this is, I'm so excited that you're doing this, because I am a transplant to the Central Valley. I came from Southern California, born and raised there, and coming to this area, this is an area that has been relatively closed and conservative in so many different levels. I have my center out in Madera, and as I've discussed with you before, there is not really a safe place for people in the LGBT community to go out and connect with their spiritual side in a place that is receptive to them, that opens their arms and says, you are welcome as a human being. Mm-hmm. That you are when we talk about being created in the likeness and the image, there is no but, there is no exception. It's just, that's the way it is. So you had this daydream.
Yes.
And who is your minister?
My minister at the time was Reverend Brian Jessup at the Unitarian Universalist Church here in Fresno.
Now, they're out in Clovis, right?
On the fringe of Fresno, headed to Clovis.
Okay,
we
on the
actually
fringe.
clarified our address now.
Okay. And this is where the Lavender Convention is going to be hosted this year.
Yes.
Okay. So he started it, but you've got a new minister now.
Our new minister is Reverend Sophia Bentoncourt.
Okay.
And she's an interim minister because Brian Jessup has now moved to Northern California in sort of a stepping back and not fully retired. I can never imagine him doing that, but less busy in a smaller congregation.
Okay. So she has stepped in, and obviously she's embraced this and is promoting it. And so this is where it's going to be at. It is the, let's see, the Unitarian Universalist Church. I'm going to read this. It is 2672 East Alluvial Avenue.
Correct.
Okay. And I believe if you will look at the bottom of your screen, we have a banner across there. There is a website there for people that they can go to. And I went to that website. It's got information on the
This particular website address you're showing right now is our registration page and information. And it is hosted on the Unitarian Universalist Church website.
Right.
We also are on Facebook, where we're being followed by an increasing number of people, and it can be easily searched out as Lavender Convention Fresno.
Lavender Convention Fresno. That's
Right.
great.
I also wanted to emphasize, though, that the Unitarian Universalist Church is a huge sponsor of us. They believe, like so many denominations now, in equality and in working with us. They're providing us with so much structural support that I'm just amazed and grateful. But this is an interfaith event, and we have many other churches that are sponsoring us, Wesley United Methodist,
Right.
Congregational churches, and many others. So
I'm
just impressed.
Yeah, we're going to be going to our first commercial break, and when we come back, I want to talk about the other organizations, not only the churches, but the other organizations that are going to be involved with this. And we'll probably take up a good part of the rest of the show. You got a lot going on out there.
Oh, we do, and
Yeah.
I'm excited.
That's very good. So we're going to cut away to our first commercial break, and when we get back, we're just going to take off from where we left. See you in a minute.
Right here in the Tower District and all over the Central Valley, you'll see the Bobby Salazar signs everywhere. Let's bring in Bobby Salazar. Bobby!
Hey, how are you?
How's it going, man?
Good.
Real good to have you back on. Now, a new sponsor, The Buzz. I want to thank you for that.
Yeah.
And I want to get right down to it. What'd you bring?
Well, this is our famous party tray. It's our variety tray, we call it, and it has just a little bit of everything. It has little taquitos and burritos and quesadillas and guacamole. And it's one of the most popular one that we sell. It's, you can call in. We can have them ready in like 20 minutes to 30 minutes. You know how busy we are, but, you know, spur of the moment, this is a great deal to get for any party, any occasion.
For the Super Bowl or any occasion, order a party tray from Bobby Salazar's.
Hi, Stan Gross of Horn Photo. Are you looking for a camera that takes better pictures than your phone? Why not give Horn Photo a shot? We can show you fantastic cameras from Nikon, Canon, Sony, and GoPro. Your time is valuable, so before you buy from Costco, Best Buy, or the internet, come see us. We've got great prices and deals, super knowledgeable staff, and we've been selling cameras in Fresno for 76 years. We're in the Villaggio at Blackstone and Nees, or go to hornphoto.com, Fresno's Camera Center.
Solar energy is now more affordable than ever. Hi, I'm Ty Simpson, sales manager of the new Bland Solar office here in Clovis. And right now at Bland Solar, we're offering a program with zero down payment. That's right, zero money out of your pocket. This new program is affordable and easy, with guaranteed production and no appraisals needed. In fact, your new system can be up and running in as little as 4 weeks. Bland Solar looks forward to serving the residents of the Central Valley. So call us today at 554-5657. Bland Solar, the Valley's expert in solar.
Hi, my name is Bonnie, and I'm a show producer here at CentralValleyTalk.com. We have a lot of great shows that you can share your business with our viewers. I'd love for you to give me a call. My number is 559-289-9687.
Are you losing weight drinking coffee? Find out how Javita can change your life, help you lose weight, stay healthy, all while making money doing it. Call now, 246-4895.
For all of your real estate needs, call Mike Briggs Properties, 559-486-6758, or check us out at MikeBriggsProperties.com.
Watch Tim Thiessen live Wednesdays at 3 p.m. right here on CentralValleyTalk.com and on digital channel 33.2. If you missed the live broadcast, we're on every Wednesday night at 11 p.m. on Comcast channel 200 and digital channel 43.5. You don't want to miss this.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
Well, welcome back. This is New Thought Talk. I am the Reverend Steve Walling from the Spiritual Awareness Center located in Madera. My guest today is Michael Young. He is the founding force, if you will, behind Fresno's first Lavender convention. First of many, I am sure. It's going to be at the UU Church there on Alluvial, on the border of Fresno and Clovis. I'm glad you're back. Before we went to the break, Michael, we were talking about some of the organizations. Now, we've got various churches and centers that are going to be involved, but there's also various LGBT organizations that have kind of come together under this one umbrella to do this. So, first off, what organizations are going to be there that you can think of off the top of your head, and then we'll talk about the churches and the centers that are going to be there too, because that's critical.
Yes, it is. And you know, as an inaugural event, one of the things that we are really finding is that we are a work in progress. We literally are. The number of associations and churches that are joining us in this initiative are increasing on a week-by-week basis. We started out trying to draw in, through a steering committee, some basic support.
Mm-hmm.
This involved actually some New Thought centers and churches. The Oneness Center, for example, one of our steering committee members, Susan, is on our steering committee. She's associated with the New Thought communities and is doing a fantastic job of connecting all of them.
She's pretty good at that.
Yes, she is. She is indeed. And we also have somebody sitting on our steering committee, Kathy, from the Wesley United Methodist Church.
Okay.
We also have a connection, strong connection with the congregational churches here in the community, and we're just opening up a connection, hopefully, with the congregational church in Tulare. We're trying to take this out into the community. One of the things we haven't talked about so far is the fact that this is actually 2 parts to the Lavender Convention, not just one. The first is what you're going to see on March the 8th, which is a actual event.
Right.
And that event, according to our mission statement, is to celebrate the spirituality of our LGBT community members and individuals, as well as our straight allies. I want to talk today a little bit about straight allies too.
Okay.
And because this wouldn't be happening without them. So it'll be a combination of these people who want to come together to celebrate. And I think an important thing to remember about this initiative is that it is a positive response. You talked to and alluded to changes that we have had in our society and
Right.
more legal and things like marriage equality and things of that nature. This for us is really an initiative about the Spirit. And it's a change.
You know, at my center, we've had a small LGBT community that is, you know, sometimes they've come and stayed, sometimes they've come and passed through, but finding a spiritual home has been difficult. You know, the stories that people relate. You know, you show up at a church or a center and you find some level of spiritual comfort there until you identify yourself as being who you truly are.
Yes.
And then, you know, there's all the stigma that, you know, that, and I'm just a general of that, I'm not going to, you know, point out any particular that, but just that organization or a organization looks upon you and says, you know, I love you, but, you know, you've got a problem. Now, we can accept you if you aren't who you are, you know, if you deny who you are, if you'll go through whatever it is that, you know, if you'll turn your life over to whatever so that you will no longer be. And that's just not recognizing you for the divine gift that you are. And it doesn't allow you to celebrate your true spirituality. And that's why, you know, yeah, the legal stuff it's important, and we're going to see it move ahead. Matter of fact, it looks like it's like dominoes. It's just boom,
Yes.
boom, boom across the country, and that's exciting news. But, you know, in the spiritual world, and sadly enough, in the spiritual world is where discrimination is still very much alive on so many different levels. To see the growth that comes into this is very, you know, I'm excited. You're going to bring sinners together. Now, let's talk about this on a little more of a controversial side for a minute, though, Michael. How have you encountered any resistance? Have you had to deal with people being less than open to this convention?
Actually, the resistance I've encountered so far is really minimal, but it's because the way we are going out and selling the convention and also our audience that we're appealing to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not here to change the heart and the mind of people who are firmly convinced that I'm an abomination.
Mm-hmm.
They're not in a place where they're ready to hear anything different.
Right.
But our society, amazingly enough, is transforming itself. And what we're seeing is more and more religious institutions being open to hearing us and to making us a part of their congregation. And well, it takes me into the second part of our initiative. We're going to be an ongoing initiative. I'm kind of currently calling, I'm coming up with names as I go, the Lavender People's Initiative.
Okay.
And that is maybe the long-reaching goal to develop a method and a way for us to assist in this movement, this grassroots movement, to help churches move along, because it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Where we will become a part of their congregations, and maybe it's a way of extending love and support for others, and hopefully we will learn a lesson about targeting groups of people as being the bad people, or well, we could go on and on with that. That's the negative side, but it's a reality.
It is a reality. But for this particular event, we have a keynote speaker,
Yes,
and that is Father Jeff
Farrell.
And Father Jeff has a history here in the Fresno area, as you were explaining to me. Why don't you explain to our audience, for those that aren't in the know, his history here? And he's going to be, I've had a chance to listen to him a little bit. He's going to be a powerful speaker. He's going to be really good. So
Father Jeff has a powerful message to deliver. Actually, a promo of his keynote speech is on our Facebook page, which can be searched as Lavender Convention Fresno. And he was a priest here in the Central Valley. I think that he actually originally and did more of his ministry in the South Valley, Visalia, in that area.
Okay.
He's well known in that area. But he moved to Fresno, or was assigned to the Newman Center, which is a Catholic center here in Fresno.
right.
Traditionally has a reputation of being perhaps a more liberal congregation in the church. As Prop 8 was gearing up in the campaign and all of the hate speech involved in that whole process, he is a gay man himself, a gay priest, and the church, of course, supported a yes on Prop 8.
They did.
And as a gay man and as a gay priest and in conscience, and he could not do that. And what he chose to do was to oppose Prop 8, and he made that announcement or pronouncement in a mass. And of course, we can imagine the response 5 years ago to him. He was gone within a couple of days.
Yeah, he was gone. Now, do you know how he's doing now as things, they've got a new pope in the Catholic Church, and I believe they're, showing a little more love than they used to. But how is Father Jeff doing in his own spiritual journey? Do you know?
I don't know particulars. I look forward to talking to him, because I'm going to have many questions, because I am interested. It's an amazing story. And he's going to be talking about specifically spirituality and the spiritual development that we go through as LGBT individuals growing up in homes and forward. He is in Southern California now. He's not in this area.
Right.
And I don't know a lot of particulars. He's not assigned to a church. And I believe that's how often in the church hierarchy they deal with dissent like that sometimes, through not assigning you to a church.
Right.
So but I have lots of questions, and if people will come to the convention, maybe we will find out from Father Jeff what's currently happening.
He's going to be speaking. Does he have a particular time? I mean,
He's going to be speaking at 11 o'clock in the morning.
About 11, okay.
We're going to open up at 10 o'clock in the morning. Registration begins at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we have a wonderful program. We are actually going to have the bridge choir perform, and they will be on stage, and they will be our choir of that day. I'm really excited about that. And they'll be doing multiple pieces for us, and we're excited.
The Bridge Choir, for our guests that don't know, the New Thought community here in the Central Valley area has come together under the guidance of Reverend Lily Dale Murray and created what they call the Bridge Choir and they take volunteers from the various centers. They've come together and they've formed this musical organization that I have had the blessing to hear on multiple occasions, and it's going to be good.
Yes,
you
it
know,
is.
because they are good, and that's dynamite. So they're going to be providing that. We're going to, I think we're going to be taking a break here in just a second. So what I want to do when we come back is we're going to talk about the events of the day.
Okay.
You know, as we go through this day, you know, you open it at registration at 10. Also,
9.
At 9, okay. And then I want to talk about if there's organizations that are interested that would like to participate and that sort of stuff. So we're going to go ahead and cut away for our next break, and when we come back, we got a whole bunch more stuff to talk about. So we'll see you when we get back.
I'm Mike Briggs, owner and CEO at CentralValleyTalk.com. If you like talk radio, you'll love CentralValleyTalk.com. All local, all live, all the time, CentralValleyTalk.com.
Have you seen a house for sale in the Tower District that you might like to own? It doesn't matter what realtor in town is selling it. If you like it, check it out at TowerDistrictProperties.com.
Are you losing weight drinking coffee? Find out how Javita can change your life, help you lose weight, stay healthy, all while making money doing it. Call now, 246-4895.
Hi, Priscilla Sanchez here. How would you like to be a guest on Chuck Leonard's Central Valley Buzz? Give me a call or text, 559-203-0619.
Hello, I'm Shelley at Horn Photo, and it's time to do more with your pictures. Get those images out of your camera, off your computer, and rescued from deep within your phone, and turn them into memorable photo keepsakes and gifts. Here at Horn Photo in Fresno, we have many wonderful photo items that we produce in-house, and we're here to help you find your individual style. So now's the time. Stop by Horn Photo in the Bellagio at Blackstone and East, or visit us online at hornphoto.com to explore the possibilities.
Ag is a vital part of the economy here in the Central Valley. Hi, I'm Ty Simpson, sales manager of the new Bland Solar office here in Clovis. And if you're in the ag industry, you've probably given thought to solar. Whether you run a dairy, orchard, farm, or ranch, at Bland Solar, we can custom design a system that's perfect for your business. The fact is that in this economy, replacing high-cost utility power with solar power is a great way to improve your bottom line. Bland Solar looks forward to serving the residents of the Central Valley. So call us today at 554-5657. Bland Solar, the Valley's expert in solar.
Hey, everybody, let's have some fun. Right. You only live once, and when you're dead, you're done. So let the good times roll. Let the good times roll. Let the good times roll.
Watch Mike and Athena Fridays at 1 p.m. on CentralValleyTalk.com. For all of your real estate needs, call Mike Briggs Properties, 559-486-6758, or check us out at MikeBriggsProperties.com. Hi, I'm Mike Briggs from Mike Briggs Properties. We're in some very uncertain economic times. Many people have lost their homes. Many people face losing their homes now. Know your rights, know your options. Come talk to the experts right here at Mike Briggs Properties. By the way, we'll talk to you for free. We do not charge any fees at Mike Briggs Properties. Call us at 486-6758. Mike Briggs Properties, 486-6758.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
Welcome back to New Thought Talk. I'm the Reverend Steve Walling from the Spiritual Awareness Center located out in beautiful downtown Madera. My guest today is Michael Young. He is with the Lavender Convention. And so as we went away to the break, we were talking about 9 o'clock is the registration. Kind of take me through the events of the day, if you will, Michael.
Okay, well, we have an exciting program that has developed through our organizing committee, and it's turned out far better than I ever would have planned. We're going to open up at 10 o'clock in the morning with opening ceremonies where we will convene the convention. We are going to have individuals open the convention. A person I believe you know, Reverend Lopez, Anna Lopez,
Reverend
is
from New Thought
going to
Community.
be opening the 4 directions.
Okay.
We're going to have a Buddhist opening, a sounding of the shofar. the Jewish horn
Right.
that will be opening the convention. We are going to have the Muslim call to prayer,
Cool.
and we are going to finish with a special little touch our Christian representative is going to do from Wesley, Kathy Davis. She's going to be doing a wonderful little closing of the opening,
Yeah.
and then we transition into the keynote speech.
Okay, and then that's Father Jeff.
Yes.
Okay, and after Father Jeff, then how does the rest of the day,
It
plan?
rolls out very smoothly. It's going to be a very interesting day. We're going to have 2 breakout sessions in the sanctuary because those will be larger pieces. One will be a theological panel of different ministers. Now, we're a grassroots organization. We weren't founded by a ministerial influence.
Right.
Well, there is a ministerial influence because of the religious aspect.
Right.
But now we are having ministers join us to talk about the theological and current religious applications of this change and transformation.
All right, so,
And secondly, we're going to have a breakout session after that with Father Jeff, who will be doing a Q&A, question and answer.
oh, great. Now, I thought when I was talking to Susan, that Reverend Michael Torfey from the Center for Spiritual Living, is he doing some kind of a workshop there also?
Yes, I think he's doing 1 or possibly 2 workshops. Susan has been our workshop organizer, and
Okay.
she's done a
So
fantastic job.
there's going to be
There's going to be
multiple
multiple
workshops.
They will occur at the time that the breakout sessions will be occurring in the sanctuary.
Okay.
The UU Church campus does have classrooms available, so we're going to be having small workshops
Oh.
in those classrooms.
Okay,
so it's going to give it a lot of variety,
Right.
and should be a very interesting program.
Okay, so we've got music from the Bridge Choir, we've got the keynote speaker, he's going to be also doing a workshop, then we're going to be multiple workshops going on. There's going to be a panel discussion with ministers, spirituality, the LGBT community, all that stuff's going to be going on. If you are a part of the LGBT community, this might be the place that you want to be on March 8th. If you're not, so many people that are not associated with the community, oftentimes because of stereotypes and stigmas and, old, dogma that's been pounded, I'm going to use the word fear, but they live with a level of fear because it's different. And sometimes we fear the different. And I got to tell you that this would be the place that you might want to be on this particular day to maybe get some of your questions answered and open yourself up to a greater thing. And that brings me to something that we wanted to talk about, and that is, how are you received in the community? As you're going forward to this, you're taking a big step by saying, I'm going to come out, no pun intended, but I'm going to come out and represent the community. How's that working for you, so to speak?
It's been a very interesting journey in itself. The reception I've received has been fantastic. Half of our organizing committee actually are straight allies. We anticipate that maybe up to half of the convention will be straight allies. The reception's been really good. The excitement in the LGBT community is really there too. We've had so many people respond, and they've responded to me that it is something that the time has come. But interestingly enough, when I am out talking about the convention within the LGBT community, for many, you actually see a resistance. I call it the eye rolling. The eyes sort of roll back for some individuals, and it's directly tied to the punishment and hurt LGBT folks have received in religious institutions, and that's part of our mission. So I want people in the community to understand that we know that this would be a big step for many people who have been unchurched for decades. And not involved in whatever congregation, whatever religious path they've chosen. But this is an opportunity to bring about change for ourselves as well. And it's going to be done in a safe and celebratory manner.
This is just sounds better and better the more I'm hearing on this. So the festivities run through about what time? At the end of the-
We don't have the precise time on the ending because that will be depending on how it evolves a little bit. We should be out by 4:30, I would imagine, maybe a little bit earlier. We're going to have a closing ceremony that should be both centering us in our spirituality and in our community, because one of the things a lot of people don't understand as a result of prejudice and discrimination and the various things that have happened is we've not been able to join in spiritual community,
Yeah?
as is the case often for what many heterosexuals accept as just normal and everyday.
That's right.
And we have to remember, we talked about politics a little bit earlier about the changes in our society. But most of the discrimination and most of the pain and hurt are not mandated by law.
No.
And it's changing the hearts of people that we really hope to impact the greater community as well.
And that's why I say, if you have the opportunity, you're part of the straight community. Maybe you've had no experience with the LGBT community. Come on out. You're going to find that people are people. And it starts there and it ends there. People are people. And if you have a spiritual connection to a deity, then you understand that all of us were created in that, whether you want to say the likeness, the image, the plan, the format, it makes no difference. I teach a concept of a deity that we define as love. That's not love but, or love and, or love with the exception of. It's just love. Not loving, just love. In that essence, in that wholeness, in that completeness, it embodies all of us, and nobody is accepted. Nobody is excluded, and people need to know that. And you see, what in my personal belief, what I teach, Michael, is that I believe that we're changing the world, one consciousness at a time. I don't believe that we can go out and mandate certain things in the world, because when you try to mandate beliefs or whatever, I think it was Benjamin Franklin that originally said, a man convinced against his will remains unconvinced still, and it's been used down through time. But the thing is, when we begin to change our consciousness, we change our hearts within ourselves, it changes our environment. We change our environment, we begin to change our world. And I think what you're doing is bringing something to the fore in a very loving way, and in a way that people are going to be able to have experience both in the community and your straight allies from without the community and people beyond. And I'm sure out here in our audience that there are people that are living a life experience that is still hidden, that is still because of the fear, because of family, because of religion, or whatever. And maybe it's time. Are there going to be people there that if someone has a desire of their heart, someone they can talk with? Will there be something there? And I'm just asking because I don't know.
I have an answer for you.
Okay, tell me.
A part of the convention is tabling that will be done. Now, the focus of the convention itself is spiritual, and we've gone to great pains to not make it specific in a particular pathway or expectation.
Right.
And we've been very clear. There will be no proselytizing at the event.
Right.
And I think that makes people a little suspicious sometimes in our community. What is the message they really want to teach us, that we're sinners and could go. But no, this is going to be about spirituality. But there will be organizations that can provide a faith community that is open and available today, and there's a list of congregations that will be there tabling, giving information, and the participants will be free to mingle among the tables if they're searching for a particular way to connect. So that will be happening. And we're excited about that, and many of the congregations that will be coming are excited as well.
Well, that's great.
There's a place for people now. It's not just for the future.
That's a powerful message.
It is a powerful message.
But it's also a true message, and that's, as we shared off camera, and I don't remember if we were talking about it in the beginning, but, people need that are in search of a spiritual home need to find that place where they can feel safe in their hearts, in their consciousness, and there are places available today for people that are seeking a spirituality, a connection with Source, a connection with God, with however you want to name it, but that spiritual connection that right here, right now, here in Fresno, out in Madera, we have places where people can go and they can make that connection, and that's.
I as even talking to you, my enthusiasm builds. So I guess a reflection of almost looking in a mirror
There
with
you
the
go.
enthusiasm. But one of the things that has happened in our community, particularly around spirituality, is the burden is placed on our collective self-esteem, and maybe our individual self-esteem, because we're told we're not worthy people. That's a message that's been given. And spirituality in people's faith communities and work that they do, we take so many things for granted. They have an opportunity to be in communion with other people about the meaning of life, the meaning of my life and other people's lives. And the Lavender Convention, we hope, will be a doorway for many back into that sort of ability to recognize our potential as human beings.
That's great. All right, we're going to cut away now to our last commercial break. Man, time just flies.
It is.
I told you it was going to go quick. So we'll see you all when we come back.
Right here in the Tower District and all over the Central Valley, you'll see the Bobby Salazar signs everywhere. Let's bring in Bobby Salazar. Bobby!
Hey, how are you?
How's it going, man?
Good.
Real good to have you back on. Now, a new sponsor of The Buzz. I want to thank you for that.
Yeah.
And I want to get right down to it. What'd you bring?
Well, this is our famous party tray. It's our variety tray, we call it, and it has just a little bit of everything. It has little taquitos and burritos and quesadillas and guacamole. And it's one of the most popular one that we sell. You can call in. We can have them ready in like 20 minutes to 30 minutes. You know how busy we are, but, spur of the moment, this is a great deal to get for any party, any occasion.
For the Super Bowl or any occasion, order a party tray from Bobby Salazar's.
Hi, Stan Gross of Horn Photo. Are you looking for a camera that takes better pictures than your phone? Why not give Horn Photo a shot? We can show you fantastic cameras from Nikon, Canon, Sony, and GoPro. Your time is valuable, so before you buy from Costco, Best Buy, or the internet, come see us. We've got great prices and deals, super knowledgeable staff, and we've been selling cameras in Fresno for 76 years. We're in the Villaggio at Blackstone and Nees, or go to hornphoto.com, Fresno's Camera Center.
Solar energy is now more affordable than ever. Hi, I'm Ty Simpson, sales manager of the new Bland Solar office here in Clovis. And right now at Bland Solar, we're offering a program with zero down payment. That's right, zero money out of your pocket. This new program is affordable and easy, with guaranteed production and no appraisals needed. In fact, your new system can be up and running in as little as 4 weeks. Bland Solar looks forward to serving the residents of the Central Valley. So call us today at 554-5657. Bland Solar, the Valley's expert in solar.
Hi, my name is Bonnie, and I'm a show producer here at CentralValleyTalk.com. We have a lot of great shows that you can share your business with our viewers. I'd love for you to give me a call. My number's 559-289-9687.
Are you losing weight drinking coffee? Find out how Javita can change your life, help you lose weight, stay healthy, all while making money doing it. Call now, 246-4895.
For all of your real estate needs, call Mike Briggs Properties, 559-486-6600. 888-888-6758 or check us out at MikeBriggsProperties.com.
Watch Tim Thiessen live Wednesdays at 3 p.m. right here on CentralValleyTalk.com and on digital channel 33.2. If you missed the live broadcast, we're on every Wednesday night at 11 p.m. on Comcast channel 200 and digital channel 43.5. You don't want to miss this.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
Well, welcome back to New Thought Talk. I'm the Reverend Steve Walling from the Spiritual Awareness Center located in beautiful downtown Madera. My guest today is Michael Young from the Lavender Convention, and I'm going to take this moment real quick here as we begin to go through the various workshops that are going to be there on this particular day. The Sacred Self, Opening to Spirit's Guidance, facilitated by Cherie McCarthy from the Oneness Center. Spiritual Direction, The Art of Sacred Stories, facilitated by Kathy Davis, and she is with...
She's with Wesley.
She's with Wesley. Why Everyone Matters, a youth workshop facilitated by J.J. Hassenbeck. It was
And she's a Unitarian.
Unitarian.
Universalist,
Okay.
yes.
And then Relationship on Purpose is Reverend Valerie Torphy from the Center for Spiritual Living. Social Spirituality facilitated by Joe Polins. Do we know where Joe's from? From Wesley, okay. I want to make sure that these centers and churches get we've got Beyond Labels into Being facilitated by Nikki Wolf. She is the director of the Oneness Center. An Introduction to Integral Life Practices facilitated by Tahil Patel, and she's from the Oneness Center. Okay. Power of Your Word facilitated by Reverend Michael Torphy from Center for Spiritual Living. Indigenous Traditional Healing, Liliana Robles from, we don't know.
I'm
Okay.
not.
And then Guided Meditation and Oneness Blessing, Susan Fosdick, she's from the Oneness Center. And then Mindful Writing and Poetry is Deborah Palmer, and she's from, what's that? Center for Mindfulness. Okay, so those are the presenters. All of this wrapped up in a full day, and it includes lunch. Registration is
$15.
$15. 9 o'clock, and the whole day then starts at 10. This is just, you've got a great speaker. You've got an incredible listing of various workshops. It's incredible on many different levels. And so as time's just going, as we're beginning to wrap up, Michael, what would you like to finish with? You were talking about some other stuff you want to share before we close. So.
Well, I wanted to just add on the registration before I go into that youth will be free. We're encouraging youth 14 to 18 to attend.
Okay.
So the convention, as I think probably I've communicating, is exciting for me and for so many others in the community. We are going to be doing a wonderful closing, which will be themed on unity. And on the message of taking, and Kathy Davis will be doing the benediction. She has a wonderful plan. I'm going to leave it a little bit of a surprise of where we will symbolically take our message out into the community. And so this will be the initiative part of the convention, the People's Initiative, Lavender People's Initiative, and what we're trying to do with that is invitations will be included for focus groups coming up that will be held. We hope to also hold them in the South Valley, perhaps the North Valley as well, where we will have as a grassroots movement input and expansion into our mission. We hope to really move toward people who are coming on board as congregations, those that are more open but not there as affirming. We want to help them. We want to help transition them into how to become an affirming church, how to move through that process. And we'll be working on that. But that's an unfinished project. I trust the process, so we will come up with that in our initiative.
It will probably take some time, but
yes, it will.
It will evolve forward, I'm sure. God, what a great program you put together, Michael. You should be very proud, and I think the community owes you a great recognition, for what you're doing. For the quiet guy that decided that maybe something needed to be done, this is how the world gets changed. And I'm very appreciative that you took the time today to come here and spend time and discuss this with me. So I want to thank you for being here, and we'll keep this dialogue open, all right?
We absolutely
we'll
will.
talk in the future. Thank you again.
Thank you, Reverend
Blessings
Steve.
to you, my friend.
Thank you.
Blessings. So, folks, what can I say? We're all connected. And those of you that watch this show have heard me say more than once that there's only one. And whether you want to look at that as you start at the deity and you start with and move to the creation, it makes no difference. We are one. We are only one. There is a brotherhood and a sisterhood within the world community, and as we open our hearts and our minds up to the recognition of that truth, we open our world up to a greater truth and a greater life expression and experience. And that's what fuels my fire, if you will. I believe that we can take this forward. And if you're watching today and you're not necessarily associated with a New Thought Center, but you feel touched in your heart, show up. It's going to be March 8th at the Unitarian Universalist Church located out on Alluvial at 2672 East Alluvial Avenue. Show up, get some information, talk about it. Maybe you want to take it back and maybe you can take it back to the particular church that you belong to, or at least talk to some of the people in the congregation. It's time that we need to open up to the truth of who we are. And that is, we are all spiritual beings having this expression that we call life. And there is no difference. There's no difference from community. There's no difference from nationality. There's no difference in life circumstance. And as we begin to realize that, we begin to create a peace and a harmony within the world. And that's truly what we're here to do. So I thank you for being with me today, and I like to take this last part of my last segment because we have folks out there that, this might be new stuff to you, the idea of new thought and all this sort of stuff. There's a couple places that you can go to on the internet that will feed you, if you will. One of them is called newthoughtlibrary.com. You can go there and you will find listed either by author or by books the pioneers of New Thought, the Ernest Holmes, Fenwick Holmes, the Fillmores, John Bascom, just many, many, many people that pioneered the idea of a consciousness of a reality of one universal spiritual being that we call God. Understanding that there's nowhere that it's not. And then understanding the ramifications of what that understanding means to each and every one of us. And they took the time to think this out and to share this. And as you go through, you can read this and see if there's not something in there that doesn't reach out and touch you, that makes sense to you as you go through your world today. And if it does, and you've enjoyed the shows that we've done here, and you feel touched maybe to find some place that is near you, you can go to findacenter.com. It's all one word. You go to there, and there's a map of the world. You put your little cursor on whatever part of the world that you're in, or the United States, whatever state, and you do the clicky thing, and it will take you to a place, and you can find the nearest New Thought Center to where you live. Now, it may not be within driving distance, but it is within writing distance, and oftentimes you'll find web pages or contact information for those centers, and you can reach out. And the wonderful thing about this service is they have all the different New Thought Centers are there. They don't serve any one particular New Thought philosophy, whether it's unity, divine science, religious science, makes no difference. Independent New Thought Centers. If they know about it, it is contained within that Find a Center webpage, and it's there as a service that's provided for you to get this message out into the greater world. You are beautiful, you are wonderful, and you need to know that and be aware of that. When God created you, He created you as enough. And so, finally, last part of this program, a little self-promotion, if you will. We put together this program so that we can get this message out to you. If you will look if you're watching us live, you look at the webpage, there is a place there where you can make a donation to help support my ministry. Or if you're watching it in a rerun, you can go to the MaderaSAC.com webpage, and there is a donation page there where you can donate and help support this ministry. We put it out there for all of you to utilize, to share. There is a Facebook presence now, New Thought Talk with Reverend Steve, Rev Steve, and you can go there and you'll find some of our interviews and some of our shows that are archived there, and you can pick that up. You can contact me if you're looking for a center near you, whether you're in the Central Valley here or whether you're someplace out in the world. I am available through contact, and I'm always happy to answer your questions. So as I'm closing up today, like I always do, I want to take this time to remind you, and this is very important, that you are very special. And so may the light of God surround you. May the love of God enfold you. May the power of God protect you and the presence of God watch over you. For truly, wherever you are, God is, and all is well. Make it a great week, my friends. We'll see you later.
CentralValleyTalk.com